In this episode on Spoondrifters, we discover a major problem with our wiring, and then we start preparing to pull the masts off our boat. 18 months ago, we purchased a hurricane-damaged sailboat with the dream of sailing her around the world. We started documenting this adventure each week for all of our family and friends to follow along. Since then, we've been learning, laughing, and working harder than we ever have in our lives to make this dream come true. If you'd like to support these videos and help us splash, come join us on Patreon.
I'd say probably 90% of what we took out is stuff we just flat did not need anymore or wasn't even hooked up to anything. Look how much cleaner it looks already though. Pretty much everything that's left in this box actually does do something in the boat. We'll need to decide what we do with that, but after yesterday's expose of the burnt stuff,
I haven't seen any of that.
well, they will.
No, I didn't video it.
Well, you put pictures on Facebook. You still have video. You can get videos of it.
No, I think you need to cover that.
You want me to cover that?
Yes.
Yesterday, as we were removing part of our rat's nest of our wiring issue up here in the front, we discovered something quite freaking scary. So this is part of the wire chase right here that you can see that's mounted to the wall. And first of all, look at the back side of those. That black is not grease. That black is charring from heat, from wires that nearly ignited. In fact, it's so brittle these just break. Those also are like that. And if you'll look at the wall, that was almost on fire. And you can see these wires. You see how this black wire right here has a rough spot and some red? Well, that red is the insulation from another wire that was hot, that had stuck to it. This one here also is also nearly melted all the way through the casing, almost all the way into where the wire is. Those are only a couple of the wires. What we pulled out probably 5 or 6 other wires, didn't we, dear? That that had the insulation all melted, all in like this area and a little bit over there. When they're melted like that, and you have black charring on the plastic and on the walls, it probably was a few minutes or even seconds away from actually igniting into flame. We don't want to have that happen to us in the middle of the night with our family on board. So we've decided that we are literally going to rewire the whole boat, or at least 90% of it. We'll inspect everything. But there's so many problem areas that we've run into that are just risky, and I don't want to risk my family's life. So we're halfway through cleaning this panel up. We're going to keep on going and pull some more wires and get this ready for new wiring. The good news is this boat's nearly 40 years old. I think it's 39 years old right now this year. The technology is way different than it was then. A lot of our instruments and a lot of our lighting takes a fraction of the power that it used to take. Okay, screw gun. Alright, so this wire right here, does that go part of that over there?
Yeah, this whole bundle goes in here.
So this whole bundle right here? Alright, so let me pull all of those out. Let's make it easy on ourselves. We know that that's probably all going to go away. So you should be able to pull this whole thing out. We don't know what this cord goes to. We assume maybe the windlass up above, which is not thick enough wire in the first place. But look at this black wire here. Thick here, thin here, thick here. This is all electrical tape. There's no insulation on this at all. Possibly what happened, this wire got hot, melted the insulation. And the answer was wrap it up with electrical tape and put it back in the box. Electrical tape doesn't have anywhere near the heat rating the insulation has. This is some of the stuff we're talking about of why we're going through all this wiring.
It's like, holy cow.
And it's this long. And it was right here in a bundle of wire.
We marked wires as we untangled this mess. We hope that this helps us know what goes where in the next phase of this massive project.
I don't see any more screws. All right.
All right.
One power box removed. There we go again. I just pulled another one off the wall, and another one with black charring on it. Right there, right there. Okay, let's call it woohoo! Woohoo! We don't drink beer, so what are we gonna do, dear? We could do root beer. I'm a root beer connoisseur. I like root beers. So if you got some cool, fancy, famous root beers, let us know.
Remember, you can leave a comment by clicking the link in the description, which takes you to our community tab on our YouTube page.
Okay, and then we're gonna do the bottom one. Yep, and get kind of high up on, just like that. Yep, okay, excellent, very good.
So why are we doing this?
I don't know.
So that they'll come undone when we take the mast down? After much discussion, we've decided that pulling our masts seems to be the best option to address a number of concerns. It'll also allow us to switch our metal rigging to synthetic rigging that we purchased from Caligo Marine.
I don't think so, do you?
I don't think that's supposed to come off that easy.
It's not.
Is it broken?
It has a hole in it, which might be plugged.
Yeah, but
Could
look
be
how
that whatever
close
is
to the
in
end
there
of it.
is rusted off and.
That's a screw.
Get it?
It's in pieces.
Yep. Looks like it was rusted. Like it wasn't a stainless steel roll pin. Like they put a steel roll pin in it instead of a stainless steel one.
What are we doing?
We are figuring out how to get the mizzen mast unhooked before we actually need to do it.
Try not to fall in. Falling in is against the rules.
And the one behind you.
Careful, we get rid of this stuff.
Oh, that's heavy.
Well, I don't know.
All right, well, take a picture of it, put it in the Morgan group, and let's see what they say. Finding a group of people who own the same kind of boat as you do is a huge blessing. Often, someone else can give you information that you need to know.
You're saying before I dig away all this
Yes.
rotted stuff. Here's one way there.
We're looking for how this mast attaches to the floor. We couldn't tell if it just was sitting here or if it went through the floor.
It does not appear that that mast goes below this board.
Just sits there.
And this is the part that rots. And any support underneath it.
Liberty was desperate to be part of the action, so we put her to work.
Okay.
On the
Underneath
wires.
the ones that are holding them all together.
This one?
Yep.
And then right here?
Nice.
Okay.
That one
Got
goes.
them all.
This wire, I believe, goes right up into the helm station.
So, in order to not cut it, we have to...
Undo it from the helm station. Somebody put a boom in the way. You want to see a wiring rat's nest? They've been posting on this in the Morgan group. Doesn't that look fun?
That does not look easy.
This one goes to here. And that is this one.
How would it be that? What is that?
Radar.
Oh, this radar is very old. We've been given a newer one, but Todd never likes to cut a wire shorter than he has to.
Okay. Take this. I'm gonna go pull this wire out. I want you to guide it out. Okay?
Okay. It's taking so long. Yeah. Whoa, that goes bye-bye.
Got it?
Almost.
Excellent.
I'm probably stuck now.
All right, down we go.
Okay, wait for me. Right over here.
You got it?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go down, and now we gotta pull the wire. Go ahead, pull. Pull it all out.
I'm trying. It's a little hard.
Yep. Good. It's coming through. It's almost all the way through my end. Good.
Alright. Got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
I do think, though, that this halyard might need to be tightened. All right, Tam.
Yeah?
This other halyard,
Yeah?
is there a way to take and like fleet it forward to that mast? So when I take this triadic off, it's not going backwards at all. Whoa! That moves a little more.
Hey guys, we are in our car and it is the end of another week and we are taking some family time to go to the beach. It's still pretty cold here, so we're actually not going to get in the water. Well,
I'm not.
The small children might.
We're in line for the ferry.
And it said there was about a 30-minute wait. We'll see. Our first question is from Lori K. Chamberlain. She asks, how thick is your hull? What kind of keel does she have? And how many feet does she draw?
The hull varies well above the water line. It's 5/8 of an inch, 1/2 inch to 5/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
Down closer toward the water line, probably over an inch thick, down low. And it's a modified full keel, correct? And we argue about the draft because we haven't actually measured it. According to the book, it should
I measured it.
Should be around 5'3" inches.
And that was the measurement that I got. Then Robin Colgrove asks, what did you do to get rid of the diesel in your bilges? So,
Well, first of all, it wasn't just diesel. When we got the boat, it had been filled with water in the bottom. It was up above the bottom of the motor. And so how much of that leaked from the motor, I don't know, but it was like black, oily water.
gross.
And so, how did we do that?
Well, we used a lot of different things. There is a product called, what's that stuff called at the dollar store?
Totally awesome.
Totally Awesome works totally awesome. We also found that powdered Tide detergent worked really well for breaking up the
Once
oil.
we got all the water out of it, we pumped it out. The powdered Tide, brush it, rinse, pump it out, and repeat. And we did that several times.
Many times. So we get a lot of questions from you guys about our batteries. People concerned about the fact that it's been 18 months since we purchased our batteries and being concerned about our maintenance. So do you want to describe to them what's going on with our batteries and how we are maintaining them, even though we're not using them?
Periodically, about every month or two, we'll throw them on a charger. I have a Sterling Pro Charge Ultra, which is also a computerized fancy-dancy monitoring charging system for AGM, and I would just set them up in pairs and we would throw that on the charger and let it charge. And we periodically go through and check them with a voltmeter. They hold their charge pretty good. They're pretty good batteries. Clawing our way onto the ferry
onto the ferry here. So we wanted to give a shout out to the people who have specifically sent us money via PayPal that was designated to help us with our wiring for the batteries and for the boat. So those people are Bob Olmedo, Stephen Kenyon, Steve Davis, Christoph Dorschel, and Rob Bliss. We really appreciate. Without you, we would not be able to do the wiring.
That was awesome, because that wiring is pricey.
If you would like to become a patron, please don't hesitate to check us out on patreon.com/Spoondrifters. As always, we want to hear your questions. If you go to our community tab on our YouTube channel, if you go to our, we will have, if you go to our community tab, okay, if you go to our YouTube tab, no, we want to hear from you.
If you go to our community tab on our YouTube channel,
you will be able to leave us a comment on this episode, and we can't wait. We can't wait.
we can't hear that comment, so hey, we'll just wait for it.
We want to hear from you. See you later.
But if you're